Angie stepping in on the role that Don Schrader previously filled. Is there any discussion or questions on the committee memberships? Hearing none, I'll ask for a motion.
I will move to approve the Cuba City Board of Education Committee assignments as presented.
Is there a second?
I will second.
Bart,
Yes.
Mueller,
Yes.
Hinterman, yes. Pohl,
Yes.
Bowden,
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, Megan.
With that, I turn it back to you. Reading and writing at the same time
You
is
did a great
hard.
job. You did fine.
Thank you.
All right. Item 4 on our agenda tonight is the consideration of the consent agenda. Are there any items A through H that you would like hold for further discussion? Hearing none, would someone move?
I'll move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Is there a second?
I will second. Bart,
Yes.
Mueller,
Yes.
Hinterman, yes. Pohl,
Yes.
Bowden,
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Administrative reports. We'll start with Troy and the elementary school.
Thank you. We held our second annual Cross the Bridge ceremony for our fifth grade students. The ceremony invites parents and families to celebrate the successes of our fifth grade students and wish them well on their move to the middle school. Thank you to Nancy Davies, Ellie Glennon, Rob Bendorf, and Brooke Kiefer for all the hard work organizing this event. Thank you to the PTO for their help and support on the last day of school. Their efforts helped make the last day of school special for everyone, and it was a great way to end the year. I would like to thank teachers, assistants, staff, parents, families, and students for helping make 2023-2024 a successful school year. With so many moving parts, each of you played an important role in making this year a success. I would like to wish Brenda Mittendorf a happy retirement. Brenda taught in Cuba City for 37 years and positively influenced many students during that time. Congratulations on your retirement, Brenda, and know that you'll be missed. A quick summer school update. There are presently 233 students signed up for summer school. Summer school begins June 10th. Any questions, please call Cuba City Elementary School. And then as this is my last board meeting, I would like to thank the school district of Cuba City for the opportunity to serve as your principal. Working here has been a privilege, and I have had the pleasure of meeting and working with so many wonderful individuals. My time here has been invaluable, and I have learned numerous lessons that have shaped me into a better principal and person. Thank you for the incredible opportunity. That's what I have.
Thank you, Troy.
Thank you, Chris.
Sorry, can you just tell me again, what was the enrollment for summer school?
233 right now, roughly, which is up.
I was gonna say.
But last year was a strange year because of it being short 3 weeks. But I think year before we were at 160 maybe. So it's definitely up, which is a good thing.
Thank you. Chris, middle and high school report?
Sure. On Friday, May 3rd, we had just about the perfect night for our graduation. We bid farewell to the class of 2024. Thank you to Mr. Olson, Mr. Andrews for presenting the diplomas. Thank you to Ms. Merwin and Mr. Hulse for their help as advisors. To Mr. and Mrs. Clayton and the band for their performance that night. To Brian Coulthard, Adam Dixon, and Robert Hooks for setup and tear down of the gym. Special thanks to Angie Davis and Julie Kaiser for their help preparing for the night, and extra special thanks to Pam Tranel, who without her direction, it simply would not have been possible, and I hope everybody took notes. As for the rest of the school, we were able to make it through finals. We had a few students finishing up AP exams. Actually, tomorrow's the last test. We had a few special days leading up to graduation with our school hosting the SWAL Academic Banquet. We celebrated the top students of all 8 schools in the SWAL. Cuba City was represented by Bella Keeler and Andy Miller. Following that, we had our annual scholarship night. 166 scholarships were handed out to 36 students, totaling $389,100. Last Wednesday night, our senior athletes were recognized for their accomplishments over the past 4 years. Mr. and Ms. Clayton and Ms. DeBush finished out their year by hosting a middle school fine arts night on Thursday, May 2nd. This featured students from band, choir, and art. Middle school students wrapped up their year, 8th graders having a farewell dance on Tuesday, May 7th, and then followed by a trip to the Urban Air Adventure Park in Madison. on Wednesday, the 8th. Our 6th and 7th graders spent their last day enjoying time at the park. Thank you to Chuck Pohl for grilling our burgers and to Julie Kaiser for helping serve the students. Even as school is out, our sports teams are still going strong with many of them just approaching their tournaments. Good skill to all, and let's hope the weather holds out. I want to thank Mr. Kraus for all his help over the past 2 years. Wish him all the best in his next venture. Also, thank you to Ms. Langer for her help over the past 17 years. I hope that she enjoys a well-deserved retirement. And then finally, I want to thank all the teachers and staff, Ms. Dressler, Mr. Olson, and members of the school board for making my second year as successful or more successful than the first. I'm looking forward to working with Ms. Casper and Mr. Holzmer in the future to make Cuba City the best school in the world.
Thank you, Chris.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Okay, so Chris, you mentioned the middle school band, and I just wanted to mention that from Thursday night, maybe something to talk about down the road. I thought they did a great job. I was very disappointed in our audience getting up and leaving multiple times throughout that show, and kids running up and down the bleachers. It was very disheartening to watch those kids try to perform and have that happening. So I'm not sure in the future if we can have some discussion about how we can really make sure the attention stays on the performers and the Claytons for all the hard work that they do. It was just disappointing to see.
Thank you. Anything else for Chris? All right, Deb, special ed.
So the last few weeks, I've wrapped up my obligations and I've worked with the administrative staff and Mrs. Casper, kind of handing things off. And I think things are good to go for her. I'm going to spend the next couple of weeks available. And then I have a lot of vacation to use. So I'll be around for a couple of weeks yet, wrapping things up, keeping an eye on my emails and those kinds of things. The one most rewarding thing about this position is a very unique position. I don't work directly with the kids unless I'm testing them. I'm not the person that people know because I'm not the teacher, I'm not the principal. But I get to see these kids at 3 years old come into the school district and welcome them in and their families in and see them all the way through to graduation. So I kind of feel like the grandparent, the cheerleader for these kids. And that has been really, really rewarding. And I think we just have a great staff here. And I have been very happy to be a part of it all of these years.
Thank you, Deb.
Thank you.
Any questions for Deb? Thank you. Do we have a business report? I know Heather's not.
Heather's unavailable tonight, so we didn't make it in the action.
Okay, all right. Aaron, your report, please.
Yep, we've had a lot of meetings the last 2 months, so I think you guys know what we've been doing. I want to thank you for your commitment to being at all the meetings that you guys could be at. It's been a lot in the last 2 months. Some other updates that are not related to a lot of those meetings. We were supposed to have a core planning meeting today, but we are still waiting on FEMA, and I know that's frustrating. We cannot put a shovel in the ground in that area until we get the final notification from FEMA, which at least last week they said we might hear something in a couple of weeks. That was the first time they've given us, so it's at the point now where it's at federal FEMA. So we do have some politicians who check in about every 2 weeks and follow up for us. But we have a lot of contacts at those people's office and at our regional FEMA, but we don't have contacts at federal FEMA, and that's what the senator that's working with us is doing for us. So it's been so busy the last 2 months. We haven't had a lot of conversation about FEMA, but there haven't been any updates to talk about either.
And I know we've had this discussion several times already, but is there anything else we could be doing to encouraging that process along, like calling whoever at FEMA?
Yep. So we asked that same question.
Mhm.
Jordan did our grant writer,
Mhm.
and they basically said at this point, that, the only people that they'll talk to are our senators, and they are checking in for us regularly. About every 2 weeks, they give us an update and kind of send us, this is a response I got when we got into that. So they just say they're backlogged, and they did ramp up. It's about 3 times bigger program as it had been.
Sure.
And so they're backlogged. That's what we're hearing.
Have you been a penny when we'll go ahead and see them, Aaron, and have actually,
Well, this is the
received it?
first year with the BRIC grant. So the
Okay.
FEMA, like Darlington got a FEMA grant. And they had some bumps along the road as well, but it wasn't the building resilience and infrastructure of the BRIC in communities. So this is the first year they've had that one.
Okay,
So,
okay. Everybody kind of
yep,
thinks,
there've been other people that have had FEMA grants and it's not quick. If it's a FEMA grant, it's gonna take some time, but for $8 million, we're gonna be patient.
patient.
With the survey, that has been finalized and we're working with printers. I'm trying to get dates or windows so we know when they're gonna be in the news or be in the mailboxes, because Tri-County Press said that they'll help us with that. We'll push it up in our social media, let people know. And the reason we're letting people know that the survey should be in your mailbox between the state and this state is in case anyone doesn't get one. And we've been in contact with the Dickeyville post office because they have a postmaster general that kind of rotates, and we want to make sure that everybody there knows what date is coming, so they're prepared to put those in mailboxes as well. So hopefully I should have those dates by Friday. And then just want to thank Deb and Troy for their years of service, whether it was a couple years or a lot more years than a couple. You guys have been great colleagues and really appreciate the work that you've done and what you've added to the administrative team. So thank you both very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Best of luck in the future in the school building and your retirement, whatever that is. That's it. All right.
Thank you. Is there any public recognition? Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Tina.
New business, approve the date and time for the June regular Board of Education meeting. It's set for June 19th at 6:30. Is that okay with everybody? All right, then there's no action needed on that then. And we'll move to personnel. Approve the hiring of Buildings and Grounds Director Cameron Handy.
Yep, Cameron was selected from our interviews. We had about 6 interviews. We had some local people. Cameron is one of the non-local folks, but he is a building and grounds director, even though he's got a different title because it's a private school in Nebraska. But he's done a lot of that type of work here, just not with our system. So no matter who you bring in, there's going to be a learning curve of learning all of our systems, but he seems really excited to do that. And he was really excited at the possibility of being involved in a big building project as well. And we wanted to hire somebody who was excited about that and not nervous about that.
Are there any questions for it? Hearing none, would someone move?
I'll move to approve the hiring of Building and Grounds Director, Mr. Cameron Handy, as presented.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Barth,
Yes.
Mueller. Yes. Hinterman, yes. Pohl,
Yes.
Bowden,
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Item B is approve the hiring of Cuba City Elementary Principal Jason Holtzman.
Yep, Jason was selected out of our 8 candidates that we saw within the screening committee and then the final board meeting. And Jason is not new to our district, as he has taught here in the past at a variety of different roles. So Jason has been here and he has accepted the position, contingent on us approving it tonight.
Would somebody move?
I will move to approve the hiring of Cuba City Elementary Principal Jason Holzheimer. I'll second.
Got a second?
I'm gonna give it to Angie. Sorry, Jeff.
You want it?
I got it.
No, you can have it. Angie, give it to Angie.
Barth,
We're
yes.
good.
Mueller. Yes. Hinterman, yes. Pohl,
Yes.
Bowden,
Yes.
Andrews.
Yes,
Motion carried. Welcome aboard, Jason.
congratulations.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Committee reports, budget. and
Oh, we got one
We
more.
got one more.
Oops, I'm sorry. I was really in a hurry here. Approve the hiring of fitness center supervisor Isabel Matthews.
Yep, Isabel's Cuba City High School graduate, going to school in the fitness related field. And Tammy interviewed her and is recommending her for the position. I recommend that we approve this.
Is that just for the summer or how is that?
Kind of as long as she's able to do that. So some of our fitness center supervisors just work the summer and some are able to continue through their school year. It really kind of depends on our schedule.
So that's after school hours,
During the summer or
during the school year?
during the school year, it would only be like, it's like 5:30 to 8:30 or whenever the fitness center hours are open. Yeah, it's not during the school day, during the school year.
Other questions? Hearing none, would somebody move?
I will move to approve the hiring of fitness center supervisor Isabel Matthews as presented.
Is there a second?
I have no idea.